What if a simple blood draw could replace one of the most dreaded, invasive medical procedures in America, and what if the biggest obstacle keeping you from it isn't the science, but Washington politics? For years, millions of Americans have skipped life-saving cancer screenings because they simply couldn't face the prep or the procedure of a traditional colonoscopy. But a massive, unprecedented update to national healthcare guidelines has just changed the game forever, setting up a high-stakes battle between public health advocates and corporate medical profits. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, healthcare policy, and how Washington decisions affect your daily life, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow. So, what exactly is happening? The American Cancer Society has officially updated its screening guidelines for colorectal cancer, and for the very first time in history, they have included a blood-based screening test as an approved option. This is a monumental shift. Traditionally, the gold standard has been the colonoscopy, which the association recommends every 10 years for adults aged 45 to 75. But there is a glaring, dangerous problem that health officials have struggled with for decades: a massive, concerning percentage of eligible Americans simply do not get screened. Colorectal cancer is the second leading cause of cancer deaths in the United States, yet millions avoid the test because the prep is grueling, the procedure requires sedation, and the fear factor is incredibly high. By adding this non-invasive blood test to the officially approved list, the medical community is hoping to reach the millions of people who have been falling through the cracks of our healthcare system. The science is there, the medical consensus has shifted, and the guidelines are now clear. You might soon be able to screen for one of the deadliest cancers with nothing more than a simple needle prick. But as with everything in the United States, medical breakthroughs do not exist in a vacuum. They exist in a highly politicized, corporate-driven healthcare system. And this new guideline is about to ignite a fierce political war in Washington. First, let's look at the financial implications. Colonoscopies are a massive revenue driver for hospitals, specialized clinics, and medical device manufacturers. Shifting even a fraction of those patients to a simple blood test threatens a multi-billion-dollar industry, and we are already seeing intense lobbying behind the scenes. The real battleground isn't just the medical lab, it is the floor of Congress and the executive offices of insurance companies. Under the Affordable Care Act, insurance providers are required to cover recommended preventive screenings with zero out-of-pocket costs for patients. However, history shows that insurance lobbies will fight tooth and nail to exploit regulatory loopholes, delay coverage approvals, or impose massive deductibles on newer, innovative technologies. Furthermore, this issue ties directly into the federal government's policy goals. The Biden administration has heavily promoted its Cancer Moonshot initiative, aiming to cut the cancer death rate in half. If the White House and federal agencies want to prove they are serious about this initiative, they must pressure Medicare and private insurers to immediately and fully cover this blood test. If they don't, it will send a clear message that political donors in the insurance lobby carry more weight than the lives of everyday Americans. This is a direct test of our regulatory system's integrity. Will the FDA, the Department of Health and Human Services, and Congress step up to ensure equitable access, or will corporate greed win yet another round in the American healthcare debate? So what do you think about this? Do you think the government will step in to ensure insurance companies cover this new blood test for free, or will corporate lobbying keep this life-saving tool out of reach for average Americans? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. Navigating the intersection of public health and corporate lobbying is never easy, but it is one of the most critical fights facing our nation today. As these guidelines begin to roll out across the country, we will be watching Washington closely to see who our politicians truly represent, the patients or the profits. Thank you for watching, stay informed, and we will see you in the next video.